Hi Team 1 and Planning Analytics community, it is Brian from CubeWise. Here is an update on what's new and deprecations on IBM Planning Analytics Workspace for version 2.0.93 released on February 20th, 2024. Let's start with what's new in Books and Reporting with an update for templates, a feature that allows you to reuse a book's arrangements to avoid starting a book from scratch. With this update, all data formatting applied to an entire view or visualization can now be saved to a template, whereas with previous versions, only the widget's appearance, font, or styling was saved. Next, there is a new advanced selector widget to synchronize members. With this, you can use the widget to compare members easily, restrict the data for a range of members, or set up multiple selection lists. Here is the latest updates for plans and applications. There is greater control over email notifications for individual events on the new Notifications tab in a plan. Compared to previously, users automatically received email notifications when an action occurred, such as a task submission or a task approval. There's an improved handling of simultaneous actions in plans. Now users will be notified if the action they are about to take has been done. Next on the list are these new features for modeling. Assets or folders can now be copied or moved to a new location. There's a new filtering option in the dimension editor to filter the member. The next update allows you to create a new cube that replaces an existing cube. Usually you would do this during the development stage, which is a consistent action you'll find in perspectives that they've replicated for Workspace. So please keep in mind that if you do replace an existing cube, that all data will be deleted. When importing data to a new cube, there are two new options, dimension and control dimension. These options allow you to map to an existing dimension compared to previously that required all dimensions to be created as part of the data import. Lastly, here are the updates for administration. Subscription overages can now be accessed in Planning Analytics Administration. Here, the subscription tile will display the total number of seats available and the number of seats used for each category of user. And in the occasion you are over the subscription for any category, this will be highlighted for your attention. Good news for Linux fans! Workspace Local is now supported on Red Hat's Enterprise Linux 9. Next, there's an improved availability of manual database backups on Planning Analytics as a service. Both manual and automated database backups on Planning Analytics as a service are now stored in a location external to the database. This means that all manual backups created from this version or later, and all automated backups appear on the Database Backups tab. Before this version, manual database backups were stored in the backup set directory within the Workspace database. This location made it impossible to access manual backups when the database was unavailable, which is the reason for this change. Now for deprecations. Any selector list or tile widget present in workbooks will be converted to a selector visualization. There is no need to worry too much about this change because the selector visualization has been styled to replicate the list or tile widgets it replaces closely. In addition, the selector visualization includes multiple custom properties that you can use to better tailor the selector for your purpose. Next, a date has been set for the end of support for Linux Red Hat Enterprise 7. For those using this platform, the end of support will be Q1 2024. And the end of support for Windows Server 2016 has also been set, which will be the end of 2024. And that wraps up the updates on IBM Planning Analytics Workspace.